Hello everybody, my name is Antoine. Welcome back. Let's play our time for Kalterkrieg. Germany, let's continue on for the last set off. So, there has been a new election. There's a new government. The Zentrum have succeeded. Congratulations to them. Because I fricked up, I think. I needed to, embrace voting reform, and unfortunately I did not do that. So I couldn't rig the election effectively enough, which is a big shame. Brazil now has economic ties with the Accord, the Brazilian NATO agreement. Brazil today concluded a ratification of their trade agreement with the North American Trade Organization, bringing their vast natural and human resources with them into the trade bloc. The opulent signing ceremony held in Petropolis at the request of the Brazilians and attended by national leaders from all across NATO and the Accord. It was seen as a symbol of Brazil cementing their place in the ranks of the Accord-aligned states. With Brazil now standing as a beachhead of the Accord in South America, facing off with their south against Reichspakt-aligned Argentina, one wonders if a new front in the Kalterkrieg is open in South America, and whether or not conflict shall soon break out among the vast forests, deserts, and the plains. The Bruggen Cabinet. Resurgence of the Zentrum is one that all of its members now cannot have wasted. Chief among them is new Reich Chancellor Heinrich Bönig. After their first major triumph in years, Bönig has placed importance on the party being fully united. The cabinet Reich Chancellor Bönig is a reflection of the school, bringing its members from all across the spectrum of Zentrum factions, right, center, and left alike. It is a balancing act to keep Zentrum satisfied and appropriately reflect the political spectrum within the party. With his position secured, Bönig intends to pursue objectives that reflect his desire to orient the Zentrum around an interdominational Christian alliance, forming a coalition that focuses on uniting forces throughout Germany. With such a large and diverse coalition, Bönig will have a complex task ahead of him. So Bönig is political power gain plus 1.4. Von Papen is garbage. Ludwig Erhard is basically takes away all the political power gain. Thank you very much. Fritz is also kind of garbage. Eugene Boltz, fine. And then Wilhelm Karnes, also fine. It's actually kind of like garbage. Kaiser Otto of Danubia weds. Congratulations to them. Congratulations. 3 applause. Anything we do with Middle Europa right now? The answer is still no. So Brazil, you're now aligning more with the Accord. Is that assigned here? Yes. Very rude. I mean, Venezuela also has some political ties, but economic ties, I think, is the second step. Yeah, so they're a little bit more aligned than, say, Venezuela, which is very unfortunate, because you're also economic ties. Now, I'm not too sure. Again, there's a lot of things in the mod I'm not 100% about, because, again, it is pretty new. I don't know if a war can break out between Argentina and Brazil. I don't know if that's actually in the mod as it stands. But if it does, you can be certain that I will back Argentina to the death. I will not let the Brazilians take even an inch of soil, even though it is rightfully their soil. They shouldn't be allowed to have it, right? Katanga has shifted towards the Reichspakt. Katanga is in southern Congo. Happy to see that. So now have political ties, which is good. You know, Ethiopia has political ties. We're getting ourselves a little bit of a foothold in Africa, which is important for us to try to keep the Accord, to keep the Canadians out of Africa. We've seen what Canada will do there. We cannot allow that to happen. The Balaton bloc has won in Danubia. That is the Conservatives. Okay, so me and Danubia have fairly similar ideologies here. Have you decided on what you're doing regarding Middle Europa? Have you figured that one out yet? Because I would really like it if you were to join. In defense of European sovereignty. It has been some time since Berlin has hosted an event such as large as this, where foreign officials, military officers, and heads of state gathered for a summit which would affect the course of Europe's future. Europe fell under the protection of the German Empire, and many were bound together through the Reichspakt. The question of the summit was a simple one. How to keep Europe safe in a new world that was emerging? There were many answers posed to this question, and the summit was filled with a lively and contentious debate. Though everyone knew that at the end of the day, it would be Germany that drove the direction of the Reichspakt, be it maintain their militaries for conventional conflicts, or adopt a softer approach and utilize diplomatic and economic power of Europe to deter those who threaten it. At the end of the summit, the Reichspakt will make their choice. I will maintain high military readiness. I don't trust the Russians, and I don't trust the Canadians. Like, look how close. I mean, this is actually closer in real life. Horse Fortis makes this channel bigger. Can we really trust them on our border? And the British, like, I can't trust them. Neither should you. First among equals. Middle Europa Defense Fund. Everybody's going to get a little bit stronger. We're leading by example. Defense. Anti-Cordis war games. Appoint national military missions. So the first one, okay, so you don't actually give me a description of what you are. But basically, it's like, am I going to take complete charge of the of Middle Europa, or am I going to allow some people to have a little bit more more say here? And we'll probably, I mean, these two don't actually matter, and you also don't matter for this. As one of the following. Case Bismarck, you require both, which gives you bonuses against Great Britain, France, and Italy, which I guess makes sense. They are the ones on the continent. But honestly... Okay, so I'm spending 10 civilian factories to give everybody else 1. Which honestly does not seem that good. Political power gain. Defense on core territory. You know what? We're just going to ignore for now. I know we probably spent way too much time looking at it, but... Honestly, I don't think it's that important for us at the moment. Here's Succession Act. I don't know when the Salic Law will be repealed. So let's... I mean, what do we want here? Because you lead to this. You lead here. Which, I mean, sounds better, for sure. Because you are... Place public option with universal health care. More consumer factories, we get more stability. We get 5% stability, more factory output. We're going to be spending a lot of money on our social services. Which, I mean, is expensive, for sure. Whereas you're like a construction speed bonus. Which is not that great. But then you give me... Well, we're replacing this. Resource gain... And then you don't get rid of this. You just add this on top. The construction speed, 10% is like not that good. It's really whether or not I want to do the public option. So I want to make the lives of Germans better. And honestly, I think the answer is kind of nil. So let's continue with the Staatsplan. We will remove... I mean, we're going to lose our daily political power gain. But we're going to increase our resource efficiency by 12%. We're going to have more resource goods. And production efficiency cap penalty is going to go away. So I think this is overall... a benefit to us. Do we know when this happens? Our Kaiser Wilhelm IV has no male heir. Okay, so this... Because Kaiser Wilhelm III is still alive. So that's not going to happen, I guess, until you die, and I don't know when you're going to die. Canada confirms Pacific nuclear test. Yesterday afternoon, a powerful shockwave ripped across the blue, ripping waves of the Pacific Ocean. The shockwave, measured by the two scientists studying powerful earthquakes in the Pacific Ring of Fire, was uncharacteristic of a furious multi-shockwave earthquakes that are present in the region, fueling intense speculation about its origins. Today, the Canadian, Australasian governments put an end to the speculation, confirming that they had successfully detonated a nuclear device on the small island of Initium in the Vanuatu archipelago. A photography release of the event has given a unique look at a rarely seen mushroom cloud, and confirms the claims made by the two Accord governments. With this news, international observers and diplomats worldwide are gravely worried about what the future of the world may look like, and whether or not the next Weltkrieg may be the last. Could we see a nuclear war? Do they get any points for that? No, but presumably our nuclear dominance is going to start trickling away. It's going to start trickling away due to the fact that we're not the only nuclear power. Kurland responds to Latvian aggression. The Duchy of Kurland today sent troops against the forest of the semi-recognized Latvian state, with the aims of crossing the Dinaga River and finishing a regime there after unprecedented aggression against garrison troops in Kurland. International observers stated that Russian weakness is at the root of the action, however, rather than any explicit Latvian behavior. But there's little that the Latvians can do at present. Are you not a puppet of them? Oh, you're not. Neither is Estonia. So are we going to join your war? You would accept? Okay. Well, we're just going to march our way straight into Latvia. GG, guys. I mean, there's nothing that you could do to possibly stop us. Liberia shit towards the Entente. A successful coup in Liberia. Reports have come out of Montevideo earlier today that oppositional forces loyal to WWII have taken control of the government. This comes in the wake of a period of unrest following the elections earlier this month. President Tubman's True Whig Party had again managed to maintain their hegemony with no contest. The unrest appears to have been in part due to the opposition Reformist Party being outlawed. It is believed that many of the Reformist Party have been dissolved by these actions, but this coup proves that this was not the case. President Tubman denounced Twi's forces as traitors and tribalists, while vowing to return to the country and resume his rightful mandate once the coup has been dealt with. At the time of reporting, forces loyal to Tubman have vowed not to recognize the new government while he remains in exile. So you are now Revolutionary Republican. You have political ties to the Accord. So I'm going to say that probably the Canadians had their fingers on this one. So we're going to say, stinky Canadians for doing a coup in Liberia. You should do the respectful thing and do a full-on military invasion of Liberia instead. Okay, so there is Riga fallen. They have now completely collapsed. Excellent. Good for us. We've done it. So are you going to reform into a new victorious reunification? Are you going to then move the capital? You're going to become a puppet. You're going to remove Rump State. Okay, so you basically have claimed Riga as your new capital, which I mean is just, it's a lot nicer, for sure. Russia, are you guys 25 to 91, 104 to 96? I'm guessing, like, they just cannot push past each other. I'm not even too sure why. Like, I mean, it seems like the Russian state should just have more units. Do they have, like, a horrible penalty? Economic crisis, understaffed administration? No, not really. So I'm not too sure why the front lines have basically been unchanged. Like, it's mostly the provisional Russian government has actually taken more land. How are you guys doing, by the way? Why do you have 19 troops on this border? Doesn't even make any sense. Go elsewhere, please. I didn't even realize. I don't even know how much attrition we took there, but yeah, don't be there. That's a little silly. 4.25 counterintelligence. What do we want to do with you afterwards, my good man? Because again, we don't know when this is going to happen. And I don't know when the Salic law can even be repealed. Like, I'm not too sure if Wilhelm was already supposed to die at this point. Like, that's not impossible. Let's... Oh, yeah, this is for the canal. Yeah, let's start building more of the canal up. I think I did say in a previous episode that I thought, for some reason, I named this as being a Danube. Or this river, I should say, being a Danube. That's obviously in the Dnieper. The Danube is this one here. So, I mean, it's a little less crazy. I think it's still a bit of a mess to go from... I guess you're just going from here to here, huh? You're not going from the middle of Austria. You're going to go from this area to this area, which I guess is reasonable. Build a canal in southern Bavaria. Does this canal actually exist in real life? Does anybody actually know? Like, I can see it being realistic. I can see them doing it. Be 93 days Lord things against Japan is ready to go. The Kaiser's fallen ill. Okay, speak of the devil. The Kaiser's fallen seriously ill. As such, he has stopped carrying out his public engagements, which may have led to suspicion falling on the monarch. There have been concerns that his health is rapidly failing. However, the Kaiser himself will never admit it. All mention of the Kaiser's mystery illness have been barred from the press. I'm sure he'll return fit as rain. I'm sure nothing bad could possibly happen. He's the Kaiser. What bad things could possibly happen to him? Okay, subsidies here. Deal with wartime debt. I don't know what this does. I mean, it adds military austerity. I understand that. But, like, what do we gain after that? Because it doesn't seem like it does. Like, we don't have, like, a, wartime debt. Second order boom. Is it you? No, I don't think so. It's not like it's replacing something. It just seems like it's a penalty for a year, and then we don't get anything back. Maybe I'm missing something, but I don't think I am. You can start a vote to expand the Autobahn. Let's first go with... What about you? Synthetic refineries that allows us to go towards fuel gain per oil, which, I mean, could theoretically be nice. You're not that useful. You're not that useful. And I literally see no reason to go to more civilian factories right now. I mean, I know our civilian factories are pretty low. But I don't see a reason to do that right now. First one equals... What about you? 100 political power? Actually, we maybe should have gone that a little earlier. But you know what? Let's get you going then. We'll go to Euro Pasture Winder Wolf plan. Colonel has proclaimed a victory in Latvia. Good for them. Good for them. I mean, it says it changes their capital. Well, they get an event to move the capital. I guess they can choose not to. The Legionaries have won the Bulgarian snap elections. Having swept into power with a democratic mandate, the Legions can finally start to make their imprint on the nation. However, the OSBP are claiming that the vote was rigged by pro-rightist forces to deny the liberation of the workers from the monarchy and are agitating against the government. It remains to be seen how the Legionary government will handle the continuing crisis against a backdrop of national economic collapse. So they've got national populists, right? They're now... Are they pro-Russia? Because, I mean, it says they're national populists, but this might just be the generic national populist symbol. Like, they still have ties to us. I guess... Is there anyone else who's actually national populist that I can also look at this with? Ideology. Iran. No, because you have a different symbol. So maybe they are Savin communist? Savinconist? Like, what about Paraguay? Okay, so it seems like they're believing the ideology then of Savinkov. At least that's what I'm getting by the fact they're using their symbol right here. So we'll see how that goes. Legionary Bulgaria has shifted towards neutrality. Legionary Bulgaria is no longer aligned to any faction. You son of a gun. I should have known. Tanzania has now aligned more with us. Today, the people of Tanzania awoke to a state radio station informing them of the death of Chairman Huttig of the Vurantig Tanzania Party and the assumption of power by Field Marshal Boyum Mohammed Hussein. In the early hours of the morning, Huttig's trusted Askari bodyguards turned on him as he slept in the Wishman Palace in Dar es Salaam and shot Chairman Huttig to death with their rifles. The noise aroused nearby Schutztruppen, who served as an exterior security of the building, and they started a firefight with the traitors Askaris. While calling for additional reinforcements, the reinforcements arrived under the command of Hussein, and the bodyguards being wiped to the man. As the dust settled, it appears the future Tanzania will be violent as the rest of Africa, though Field Marshal Hussein assures the people that they will be safe in his care. So you've just left the Reichspakt. But, I don't know, can I trust you? I'm not too sure, honestly. We will see how that goes. We have 25,000 rifles. I mean, we're still selling equipment. Did I have this set to automatically buy? Yes. Outdated equipment. We want to upgrade Vilkrieg era jets to Jet Fighter 1. Sounds good. We'll get that going. And we have 2 research slots. What do we want? We'll take you and we'll take you. Seems easy enough to me. I really wish Africa would be like a little bit more stable for my sake. I feel like they should want to be a part of my great empire. But yet, they constantly are like laughing at me. Being like, no, we don't want to be in your empire. Your empire sucks. Okay, let's get some cruisers. Let's get some carriers as well. Get these guys going. And we need a little bit more chromium. Sure, we'll get that from the Ottomans. Any Ottomans? Do they have any ties? Yeah, they got economic ties to us, which is excellent. So who else? You're aligned. Not currently aligned to any faction. Is there anything I can do in here to shift their allegiance? No, at least not yet. Maybe in the future they'll add some sort of mechanic to try to swing countries one way or the other. But as of right now, they're like, yeah, well, you know what happens. But again, we are, very, very early on. 0.1 or something like that. So it makes sense that things are not in a complete state. Okay, let's next do Develop Westfalen. Get that going. Get the second Ruhr boom. You're going to be 100 political power, which is quite nice. And then aid reconstruction, seek new markets, announce the Warsaw Plan. On the continent. The Nubian deal. Danubia, could you please join my faction? Or at least join my ideology? Like, that'd be really, really nice. And actually, you know what I might want to do? I might want to, yeah, I think this is a great South American war. We might actually want to get some more ties with Buenos Aires. Expand the mission. Do the armament program just so we can intervene in South America ASAP when the potential for a war does break out. Because I want to be there. I want to support our allies if we can. Because I want to be nice. I want to be nice to them. I don't think anyone else in the area will be super friendly, unfortunately, but what can you do? Why don't you build intelligence in Brazil? And you know what, actually, probably once we're done breaking Japanese ciphers, we probably want to break Brazilians next. I do see that this is now demilitarized, which usually in Hearts of Iron 4, the way mods use demilitarized is usually being like there's like a small civil war in there. So the war in South America might be happening sooner than I would like. So I think we definitely want to try to align ourselves with Argentina as quickly as possible. But I will say it, at least right now, it's going to be a good time for us to end this episode. So if you enjoyed, thumbs up. Not enjoyed, go do something down. You want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.